Hit me on the numbers. All right. Checking 1 2. Checking 1 2. Making sure everything come in. You know, this is prison talk. This is prison talk. We have a real serious show today. You know, I'm gonna wait till a few people come in. But just so you know, I want to apologize for being late. You know, real serious business tonight. You know, we definitely gonna have to let them know what time it is. You know, but you know, everything is good, man. You know, the main thing is to stay away from negativity and stay away from negative people. Because if you're around negative people, they're gonna bring you into negative things that's gonna give you negative results that don't add up to dollars and damn sure don't make no sense. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, just know to stay away from the negative people and the people that's on the board that ain't really listening and ain't about nothing. You know what I mean? Now we in the house. You know, I'm gonna bring my man Larry up. Larry Mo, you ready, big bro? You know what I mean? All right, let me bring my big bro up here so you can share what's going on. All right, this my brother Larry Mo.
What's
Just
up,
want
man?
y'all to know
What's going on, man?
everything is all right, Larry. My condolences to you. You know about your son. I want you to share with the viewers so that they understand how serious this is on all sides with gun violence and just violence in general in our community with us on each other. You know,
Right,
because we're fathers now, lad, and
right,
grandfathers now, me and you. You know what I mean?
right.
So we're not children anymore. So no one was there to tell us these things. So I'm trying to be here with you and the other brothers and sisters that's helping me to let them know what time it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Please tell them about your situation, brother Lot.
Yeah, man. I just, me and my wife, we just lost our son on December the 1st, right? To violence, and it's sad, but it come from living the street life. Like I said, before, how me and we both done prison time and all that, and me just coming home and being home for 2 years and some change. Me and my wife, we lost our son. They called him Chucky. You know what I mean? And it's a sad thing, man, because it's so much violence going on in this world, especially in our city. You know what I mean? And it's pretty hard when you see a lot of violence going on, but when it's your closest, when it's your child, you pretty much look at things a little different. You know what I mean? So it be hard, it be hurtful. Some things, it just got to change, man, because it's just too much killing going on, and especially at a young age. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just hurtful, man. I lost my man. It is what it is. When you're into that street life, I mean, that's just how it go. Either you gonna end up dead or you gonna end up in jail. So, man, my wife, Moochy, we dealing with it. You know what I mean? We still standing strong. You know what I mean? Yeah, this my wife here.
Hey, Unique, how are you?
They, they speaking. Hey, how you doing? Uh,
Fine, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. You know, I just want them to understand because I lost my brother while I've been on the inside, and you know, you can't get no closer than that. That was like my twin. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
just want them to understand the seriousness of the gun violence and the violence in general amongst ourselves and what it's doing to our loved ones around us. You know, because I don't think the youth really know how much we care, and sometimes we don't get a chance to show them. You know what I mean? In the manner for them to really, you know, receive it like that. And that's what I'm hoping this show will show, you know, as parents, you know, how these choices that, you know, our children made because of the situations we had to bring them up in, the environment we had to bring them up in is sad. And we just need to talk about it to try and get some type of understanding to it, you know? How do you feel? You know, I know it's hurtful, but what do you have to say to the other mothers or the other young mothers looking on right now today with your situation, with you losing your son? And you're in D.C., so everyone know they're in D.C. Mm-hmm.
I feel very upset. I feel very outrageous. Um, I'm lost for words. I have like 5 other friends who lost their kids and their sons and daughters within the last year as well. I also lost my mom due to gun violence while I was incarcerated in prison and could not attend the funeral. So this has been a real hard pill for me to swallow because I am home now. My son was gunned down and thrown on 295 like an animal. I love my son very much, and this nonsense really needs to stop. I don't want to retaliate. I don't want to see nobody go to jail or anything. All I just got to say is, all we got to do is answer to God on whoever done it or who didn't do it, and that's it, and that's all. And my heart goes out to any mother who has lost a child, any mother, any father, any aunt, uncle, grandmother, grandfather. At the end of the day, it's a pain that you don't ever want to experience, especially being a mom or a dad. This is a hard pill to swallow. Me on the other end, I've always been strong. I never used drugs. I never drank. I never smoked a cigarette or anything. So really, I don't have nothing to help pacify this pain that I'm going through. But my husband and God and my family and my friends and associates have helped me ease through it a little. But my son only been dead 8 days, and I've been crying every day. That's why I'm wearing these shades today, because my eyes are bloodshot red from the pain and the agony that I'm going through. It's it's not a joke. All I'm asking is that we all stop the killing. Everybody just try to have some peace and take it back to the 70s or the 80s when people just used to street fight, and that's it.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, go ahead, Larry.
Go ahead. Say what you
Okay.
about to say.
Yeah, I mean, somebody said something over there on the side that your son played a part in everything that you're talking about. Yes, and we played a part in that. You know what I mean? But when we're young, we don't know. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm here trying to tell the young so that they will know. Because her son didn't know. You know what I mean? My brother, Eli, how long you been locked up, big bro?
Y'all just done 25 years.
He just done 25 years. So
Yeah,
he wasn't there for that child.
right,
You know what I mean? He wasn't there for the child. So, I mean, we wasn't there to give it to him. Like I always say, because I keep it 100. We dropped the ball because we wasn't there for whatever reasons. So
right,
our children had to raise themselves with the mothers working to put food and a roof over the table because it
right,
was hard. You know what
right,
I mean?
right,
So now, instead of dwelling on the past, we're trying to make this better by enlightening people looking to understand these struggles and what we went through. You know what I mean? So that they don't go through what we went through because we pointed it out. So we living examples of what not to do. You know what I mean?
see, but the way it is now, how it is out here, and I've been home, let me see something.
27.
I've been home 27 months now, right? And the way the streets ain't like it was back during our late 80s and early 90s and stuff like that, right? And the way things going down out here, everything is just berserk. Ain't no pretty much no guidance, no nothing. They pretty much, it's a few that you can pick out that's kind of like old school. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
the way it is now, it's just like everything is just a lot of them just doing anything. And a lot of them broke. It ain't really a lot of this killing. It just really ain't about nothing. They just killing just to be killing. It don't make sense. It ain't about nothing. Some things can get talked out, can get worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Everything don't have to always resort to gunplay all the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's it's just a different era now. Things change. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to move on with the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
one thing about me, I believe when you live a certain lifestyle, you all that come with it. You know what I mean? So as a father, we accept things a little different than from the mothers do. You know what I mean? So the mothers, they more emotional than us. So we as men, we gonna deal with it a little differently. Whereas though the mother gonna be a lot emotional about certain things. But
Mm-hmm.
us as men, we can accept it, especially when you in the streets, because we come from the streets. So we understand the law of the land of the streets. So when you live a certain lifestyle and you're in the streets, you know, you got to expect that to come with that. Either you're going to end up in jail or, you know, or you're going to end up dead. You know, it's only a few that make it all the way out. You know what I mean? So, you know, I accept it however it come. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you live that certain lifestyle, you know, all that comes with it.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Sad but true, big bro. Sad but true, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that we can even say that and understand that and accept that. You know
Right.
what I mean? That's what's sad, and that's what's a shame. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And
Exactly.
you know, but that's what this show is about, man. It's just to speak out to let people understand what's going through, because I want them to see the pain that you're going through, so that hopefully these kids would know, man. You know, we care about you. We
Yeah.
really care about you, man.
Ain't no secret about that. You know, it's always about, you know, trying to help and each one teach one. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, you know, but you know, it's just so much going on. Even if you reach out, if you can help one, that's enough.
And that's all I'm saying. We got to start somewhere, big bro.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. If you can just help one, it's a plus.
Yeah.
It's always a plus. Even if it's 20 of them, if you can just help one out the bunch, it's always a plus. That's, you know, that's a blessing in itself alone.
Yeah.
Because you really can't save everybody. But if
Mhm.
you can save one, it's always a blessing.
You know what I mean? And that's
It's
what's up.
always a blessing in that. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? That's why you got to get out and talk to a lot of the youth, because a lot of them ain't really experienced nothing.
Mhm.
They just getting into the streets, like, you know, just jumping in, and they really don't know the law of the land for real. A lot of
Mhm.
them really don't.
Mhm. Oh,
Not saying,
I
you know,
agree.
because a lot of them, you know, some of them, you know, they get in the game, be doing this and doing this and doing that. Then as soon as they get grabbed and they get to throwing them peoples get to throwing them numbers at them, you already know what come behind that. Once you already know what they're gonna do once they get to hearing them numbers, them football numbers,
The
man. They gonna
football
get to, man.
numbers.
Look, man.
Yeah.
Look, man. I ain't know, man. And they gonna get to doing this and doing that. But it's only a select few that's gonna always stand up and take it how it is, you know.
Mhm.
But you know, but it's all
Um,
about, you know, all about trying to help. You know, trying to help, man. Each one teach one, man. You know.
I'm glad you said that, Lyle. Because right now I'm gonna bring in. Hey, Lyle, you know me and you started this prison talk. We had the first episode
Right.
with Aisha, remember? You
Right.
know.
I remember.
And
I remember.
okay, I want you and your wife Moochy to see what you helped to create. You know what I mean? From what me and him started with this on here, I'm gonna bring up a young brother that's a subscriber that's been watching me. That's gonna share what he got from, you know, our channel. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's a family channel. You know what I
Okay.
mean? This is a channel for us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. This for you. Yo, Ernesto, turn the mic on, big dog.
What's up? What's up, Larry? What's up,
Please
you?
introduce yourself and let them know how you got hit to this platform. They lost their son. I'm sure you've been listening. So let
Yeah,
them
I'm
know
Herb.
that, you know, the youth is listening and who you are.
Yeah, my name is R.I.P. So I guess you could say I'm part of the younger crowd that's watching. I'm 33. I'm from Long Island, Central Islip. You know, represent all the time. You know, me, I'm a father. I got a 13-year-old. I got a 4-year-old, and I got a 2-year-old. So, you know, a lot of the gems you guys drop, you know, not like he said, not everybody's gonna gravitate to what you said, but that percentage that is taking those gems into consideration, those gonna be the ones that actually become successful individuals. You get what I'm saying? The people that are willing to step in the lane where Unique is and Larry, you know what I'm saying, where they're letting you know what I'm saying? If you want to step into that lane where these guys is guiding you, guess what? You're gonna find success. You get what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But if you want to run out there like like a wild wolf, guess what? You're gonna find what's coming to you, because at the end of the day, there's no warning when you out there.
Right.
A man is not gonna tell you what's gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You
I
know what I'm
agree with
saying?
that.
They
I
just
agree. I agree
until
with that.
something happens to you, they're gonna be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna act like they could have told you something. You get what I'm saying?
See, it really starts from, you know, from the individual, right? Because if you tell an individual something, right, you gotta, they gotta learn how to listen, right?
Definitely.
But before they learn how to listen, they gotta listen to learn first. You feel what I'm saying? So if I'm telling you something, but you listening, but you ain't learning, first you gotta learn how to listen to the things that people saying to you before you learn something. So
Exactly.
once you get that in your head, that you learning how to listen. See, because a lot of dudes do more talking than they do listening. You got to do more listening than you do talking.
Yep.
So when you do more listening, the learning part comes all the way in, because when you do more listening, all your information gonna come to you anyway, without you even saying nothing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So when you just learn to listen and you just sit back, everything gonna come to you that you really want to know. Now it's up to you to take what you done gathered and implement it yourself.
Implement it, yep.
Now, if you don't implement those things, and I done told you these things, what was the purpose of you listening? Because if you listening and you ain't learning nothing, you defeating the whole purpose.
Yep.
So it's a must you learn how to listen. Then once you learn how to listen, you listen to learn.
Definitely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Go
so
far.
It's only quite a few do that, but it's a lot of young dudes that I done ran into since I've been home. That's some actually good dudes.
Yeah.
They some actually good dudes. It's just that they've been brought up around all the wrong guys.
Yeah, but then sometimes you know what it is. Sometimes we might want to do good, but we so stuck in the mix. We're so caught up in the mix. It's like it's easier said than done. That you could be like, yo, you can easily step out the game, but you can't easily step out the game. You get what I'm saying? Because there's repercussions to everything. You get what I'm saying? Just you stepping out the game, trying to find the right way can make you a target. You get what I'm saying? That's the day and age we live with. That's the type of situations we're dealing with now. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, anything can make you a target. You get what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
So you know what I'm saying? But I think like you guys,
right?
You guys are the OGs. You know what I'm saying? You guys are steering us the right way. But our generation supposed to have a plan, a blueprint as to where you want to go and what environment you want to put yourself. Because you see the hood, what the hood makes us strong. The hood makes us smart at a very young age. You get what I'm saying? The hood teaches us a lot of things and see things that are, you know what I'm saying? Growing up in the hood, you see things a little faster than normal people would. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you grow up, your mentality is already there. So if like I said, if the kids coming up, the young cats coming up, if we take what we went through, our drive, and then we take ourselves to a different environment where there's nothing but positivity, we're gonna go far because we're built to struggle. You know what I'm saying? We got the strength in us. Someone could talk smack to us and we'll take it okay. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
At the end of the day, because you get what I'm saying? It's about growing because, we got to think of longevity. We got to think about our kids, man. I got to think about my kids' kids. I got to think about my kids' kids. You get what I'm saying? I want to make sure they all grow up in a good environment. You get what I'm saying?
I agree with that. And a lot of times, I believe that everybody want change, right?
Definitely.
But sometimes in life, when you want change, you got to put yourself in a position to want that change.
Yeah, definitely.
You just can't really stay in that same environment and expect change, because sometimes when you want change, sometimes you got to change your friends and all that. You got it's a must. When you want change and you already know what your friends on and everything, sometimes you might just got to find you some new friends.
Yeah.
Even though all y'all grew up together, if they ain't on what you on, ain't no sense of us being in the same circle, because you ain't on what I'm on.
Yep.
So if you on what I'm on, then okay, then that's fine and good. But if we ain't on the same thing, it ain't gonna work out. That's just like if you a millionaire, you ain't gonna be hanging in no hood.
Yeah.
You going everything change. You're gonna change your whole environment because your lifestyle done changed. Nah, and people gonna be like, oh man, he done changed this and this and that. Nah, you damn right I changed. I changed for the better.
For the better.
Any excuse me.
And you did it for yourself.
Any change is always good is when it's for the better. That's why a lot of people, some people say, man, your principles don't change. Yes, they do. They change. Only time your principles supposed to change is when it get better.
Definitely.
Anytime you change your principles, it's supposed to grow. It don't never pose to lower. Anytime you lower your principles, you fucked up.
Yeah.
When you start looking at life a little different, you your own and you making your own decisions. When you see things different, that's a part of growth. Now it don't make sense that if here it is, I just done 25 years, and here I am. I'm from Southeast, and I be in this certain neighborhood, right, in Southeast. Now, if I done did 25 years and I done came home and went around my same neighborhood that I grew up in, and the guys that I hung out with, they still doing the same thing they was doing 25 years ago, ain't no need for me being around them. Because they ain't showed no growth. You mean to tell me you doing the same thing you was doing 25 years ago when I was on the street, you still doing the same thing? What benefit I'm going to benefit from being around you?
Word.
Ain't no benefit in that.
Yeah.
Ain't no use in me hanging around you. Yeah, I might ride through, hey, what's up? But I'm going to keep on moving. That's all there's going to be, or what's up? Ain't going to be no getting out, we kicking and hanging out, drinking. I don't drink. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I don't do none of that shit. So we don't have nothing in common.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to surround yourself with people that y'all have something in common with. Especially if it's about building.
Definitely.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you something that a good personal friend of mine, he's like my brother, right? His name Anton White.
Okay.
He been locked up for a long time. Big homie. Shout out to Anton White. Tone.
That's Big my man. You already know.
Now, that's family. Now, he always told me this, right? When it comes to dealing with people that you've been away for a long time, and you start looking at them old, you try to, keep the same friends that you used to have from back in the days and all that. And a lot of times you don't even know them no more. Because you've been gone so long. So you got to take time to relearn. That's just like when you coming home, you got to relearn your family.
Yeah.
It's all about building. So here it is. If I come home and you still doing the same thing, ain't no sense of me trying to, relearn you. Because you doing the same thing that you've been doing. Yeah. You doing the same thing. It don't make sense. And he always told me, principles supposed to grow. When it's growing when your principles is advancing for the better of self, of you, you're going to always win.
Definitely.
Always win. If them guys ain't on what you on, you got to separate yourself from that.
Exactly.
You got to now. It's a few that you can always try to help.
Yeah.
But know that you can't help everybody. You just can't help everybody. Some dudes don't want to be helped. And not saying that a lot of these young guys bad dudes, and a lot of them some good dudes. I done met a lot of good young dudes out here, and it's a lot of them. It's just that some of them they just been guided by the wrong people. It's the environment that whatever they was on, they big homies was on back then. It's like they picking it up.
Yeah.
They picking it up wherever they left off at, but they really don't know the essence of what was going on for real. They just picking it up. That's why I tries to talk. I tries to talk to the youth and talk to them. Even my own son. I done everything I could to try to help him. I'm always, even though he makes me so mad, but I'm always gonna try to help. Me and his mother always gonna try to help. Yeah, it's painful that he gone. It hurts.
God bless.
But when you live that lifestyle, you gotta
Conflict.
accept whatever come with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is.
Yeah,
For
facts.
us men, we accept it a little different. But we know, I know my wife, that's she's the mother. She gonna handle it a little different than us men.
Yeah. Word.
Because we got a tendency, us men, we're a little tough with certain things. Even though when we get along, we have our moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. You know
Word
what I
up.
mean? But
Word up.
every day, I sit in there, and I watch my wife cry. And it's hurtful. And I try to, be strong for them. But when I'm alone, I have my moment. You know what I mean? I have my
Yeah.
moment because I never want them to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of times,
And that's the
it's just
thing
all
about being
about
a pops,
it.
man.
It's just all about. It's basically all about just trying to help. You feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You gotta
definitely.
you gotta try to help. You gotta try to help the youth.
Yeah,
And it
definitely.
just sometimes it's just like you just accept it for what it is, man. You know what I mean? You gotta just
Mm-hmm.
accept it for what it is, man. My son gone. I know the play, I know the game, so I respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I respect it. If the shoe was on the other foot, then who knows what it might have happened. But hey, one thing I can say about him, I'm always gonna salute him. He wasn't no rat. He always stood as a man. And when you in that lifestyle, that's just what it is. That comes with that. You know what I mean? If it was the other way around, he would have did what he had to do. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's part of the lane, man.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
just how it go. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So if you can help any of the youth, even if it's just one, if you just can pull one over, that's a blessing.
Yep.
That's a blessing, man. It's always a blessing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys that's doing whatever they doing, they go to jail, man, and then it be a different ball game. Because a lot of them ain't gonna stand up.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
and you know what's crazy though, Larry? And I
Huh?
want them to, I want what I want everyone to understand is so y'all see how real this is because we cut from the same cloth. We from another era, you know. So Peso understand, you know. My brother had to detach himself from his emotions to deal with his reality.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? He had to
Exactly.
detach his emotions from his reality. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had to
As
leave
the
his heart.
soldiers,
He
we wired
basically
that way.
he left his
That's
heart
the
at
way
the
he was
door.
raised. You understand? That's
Yeah.
it's not to brag, it's none of that.
Uh,
But that's just how we was raised, to detach from all of that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Detach from
Definitely.
all that. So that means that something happened and you make a mistake, you deal with your consequences to your
Yeah,
actions
Definitely.
getting
yeah,
caught.
you gotta deal with that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
You got something you wanna say,
You
Cause
bro?
know,
no.
Go
and
ahead.
that's where we at. That's why I don't get into what another person doing all of that. But I just want the youth to understand that this is the way we was raised, man. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? We
definitely.
wasn't here to continue to raise you and guide you away from a lot of this so you wouldn't have to make these decisions.
Yeah,
So when it
definitely.
came time to make the decisions, you didn't know what to do because we didn't inform you what to do. Like you said earlier, you said there was no blueprint.
There was no blueprint.
Go ahead. You wanna
You know
say
what I'm
something?
saying?
But
And
you
it
guys,
wasn't new for me neither, but I survived.
yeah, and that's what I see now. Because you see me, I'm a man. I'm a man that's putting my pieces together. But the missing pieces, you guys are helping me put those pieces together.
And that's a blessing.
You get what I'm saying? The
Right,
pieces that
right,
were missing, it's like you guys are putting it right there for me. You guys made it so easy for me. Like, all right, cool. Like, and since I met, like for instance, like since I met Unique, you know,
right,
I met him and I met a lot of his people. Cool cats that I talked to like I knew him my whole life.
right.
People that talk, it's a bunch of people that powerful people. You get what I'm saying? And if we could all sit in one room and put our smartness in one ball, man, imagine what we could do.
Right.
Imagine what we could do, because there's so many levels of smarts, man. There's so many levels of smarts, man. You know what I'm saying? And
you always you got something you want to say?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, I just thank God that, my son, he was only 20 years old at the time, little Chucky, baby Tim, whatever people call him in the streets or whatever. But he was like a real stand up guy. But like I said, he was hard headed. He had his ways. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. That's my son. We loved our son. He was a strong little individual to be 20 years old. He had a soul of a 40-year-old. But at the end of the day, I know if he could have, he would have defended himself in all forms and fashion. But unfortunately, he didn't. God knew best, and God took him on with him. I'm not mad at nobody. I just want everybody, to just go on with their life. Don't have to worry about nobody retaliating. Don't have to worry about nobody calling no police or doing anything of that nature. All I want is just peace for me and my husband and our family. I'm over it. My son, like I said, once again, he's 20 years old. He left a 6-month-old baby behind, little Milan, who, her mother, who stuck by my son. That's another thing. She stuck by my son for 5 years. Although she was a young girl, she stuck by him like she was an older lady. And I just want to respect the fact, that my son, he is going on to heaven. And I got peace with it, and God gave us peace. But I'm never going to stop crying. I'm in such a disaster right now. I can't even really get my thoughts together. But I just want everybody to know it's no hard feelings, and I still continue to love each and every one of you all.
pray for
As y'all see, this is a hell of a lot different than you see on what's that NBC and CBS News where the mother crying all over the floor, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying because some of us was raised as soldiers and soldiettes,
like
and we understand what comes with this life.
Yeah, like even now, like
agree with it. Let's get that straight. We don't agree with it, but we understand what comes with this life, and we must move forward to keep our life and our sanity right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just a little upset because I lost my mother also to gunshot violence as well. So it's like the two closest people to me, my mother and my son, and both of them was gunned down, both of them, and that's really like a hurting thing to me. But I just thank God, like I said, that I am strong. God keep me strong. He keep me bonded. Whenever time Satan try to come up against me, he always show up and show out. And I've been crying every night, all day. I just can't get it together. Right now, I'm just trying to hold up for this talk show right here, but it's kind of hard. So I'm going to go ahead and let my husband finish, and thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
That was very touching.
We got
very touching, man.
We gonna be good.
Or
we gonna be good, man. But like I said, man. When you in them streets, man. That's I accept that. I accept it all. I know the law of the land. I done been there, done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
That comes with the territory, man. That's why, in life, when you want change, sometimes you got to change the people you deal with and change your environment. You know what I mean?
That's one thing I learned. One thing I learned is what's crazy? I learned to pick. You got to learn to pick your friends the same way you pick your vegetables and your fruits at the supermarket.
Ain't no secret. Ain't no secret. That's just how that go.
That's how you got to do it.
Yeah,
that's the key.
Yeah, that's the key, man. That's the key of everything, man.
Yeah, and it's not, and that's the thing, we gotta, we young fellas gotta be able to like take critic. You gotta take critics sometimes, because some of us, you ain't trying to be outside, yo, and then we'll want to be inside, but then our friends like, oh, you ain't trying to be out here with us, man. Come on, man. Next thing you know, temptation, I'm out the door. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all it takes. But then sometimes, we gotta learn how to make our own decision and stick to it. If I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna stay here. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And then another cats, a lot of cats that's my age, you know what I'm saying? Right now we're dealing with a lot of technology, you know what I'm saying? A lot of young parents, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of us parents gotta, learn to put the phone down, tell our kids to put the phone down and teach them, right from wrong, from a young age, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And keep doing it constantly till it locks in. Because kids will always be stubborn, man. Man, listen, I'm like that. I'm a stubborn like a red nosed pit bull. That's how I was growing up. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get what I'm saying?
I
How
get
did
you.
I
I got
learn? How did I learn? I learned through scraping my knees, cutting my fingers. You know what I'm saying? That's how I learned. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Right.
never had a father figure. You get what I'm saying? But my mother could only do but so much. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? She could only do but so much. But you know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You know, your mother could teach you to a certain extent of how to be a man, but it's up to you to learn how to be a man. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you right. You right, because can't no woman really, teach you how to be a man. But they can give they only, a
to
woman
give you
only can give you certain tools.
the core. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can give you certain tools of, this what you supposed to do, this what you supposed to do that. But a lot of times, a lot of us, we came in on our own.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And some
Definitely.
of us, and some guys, you really became a man in jail, even though you was probably doing manly things on the streets, but you wasn't really, no man for real.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of guys pretty much became a man in jail. You learn different things, and you've been around so many different cultures and ethnic groups and all that stuff. So you pretty much sit back and you see different men.
Yeah.
And when you be around different men, you begin to learn certain things. You taking pieces from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That you taking pieces from everybody. So once you take these pieces that you learn from everybody, you implement them into your own character.
Mm-hmm.
And once you implement them things, it's up to you how you use them. Because
Definitely.
it's all about who you surround yourself with to learn certain things. Yeah, everybody gonna have some bad, but you push that to the side. Anything that's good that you see in a person that you admire, you take that. You
Definitely.
take that and hold on to that. You know what I mean? Because I was, I was around my man Anton White for so long. Beautiful character, man. Beautiful, man. He's a stand-up man. He always stand on principles. He stands on all the laws of the land. And one thing about him, he's always just about everything.
Yep.
If you out of pocket, trust me, he gonna get on your line. You know what I mean? But if you come to him about some things and talk to him, and he gonna always give you his honest opinion.
Yeah. Yep.
He gonna always give you an honest opinion. I never seen him lead nobody astray. Everything he do is always on principles of man. He
Yeah.
gonna
Definitely.
always give you something positive. He never gonna give you nothing negative.
Mm-hmm.
But if you shoot the bullshit at him, he with the bullshit.
All right.
And Unique, though, we been, you know what I mean? Unique was around all of us. He's
Right.
always on some positive.
Yeah,
Exactly.
He
definitely.
always deal with
Definitely.
principles.
Mm-hmm.
And for me being around him for so long, I done learned so much, and I respect, and I got so much of the highest respect of at any level for him, because he always been straightforward and he always stood on principles.
Definitely.
Always.
Definitely.
So them the type of guys that when you meet guys like that, you gotta embrace that.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to embrace that and hold on to that.
Cause you,
Because a man like him, he's very rare.
yeah.
Ain't too many like that. Ain't too many like him.
Listen, y'all cats be on this dropping gems for free.
You
You know
did?
what I mean?
Y'all be dropping gems for free.
Just trying to open the mind up, man. If we could save one
And
like,
these ain't regular gems.
you
Yeah,
know,
but I mean,
You guys be dropping gems, man.
if it's a gym to help somebody, why not?
there is no price on that.
Ain't no
Definitely. Ain't no
price
price
on
on
Ain't
that.
that.
no price
Ain't no
on that.
price on that.
Hey, yo, hold up,
Ain't
lad.
no
No
Hey,
price
price
on
on
lad.
that.
that.
Hold up,
If I
lad.
can help you, I'ma help you by any means necessary.
Lad,
Definitely.
lad,
But when
hold up,
you
hold
shoot
up.
the bullshit, I can get on some bullshit too. I'm with the bullshit,
Hey, lad.
but I try to stay away from that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, lad, check. Let me bring in a mother down here that lost a child. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In a different way. so we can get all perspective of this and get this thing proper and
Okay.
popping. You know what I mean? All right. How you doing, Lisa? Take your mic on mute. Please tell them something about yourself and how you've lost your son.
What's up, Lisa?
How you doing, Larry? First of all, I'm gonna give you and your wife my condolences.
Thank you.
Was on the other side. My heart is hurting for you guys. 18 years ago, I have a 35-year-old son now. But 18 years ago, he was incarcerated for something he didn't do. And it really did something to me eternally. I mean, it was so bad where I couldn't get out of the bed. I stopped eating. I didn't have nobody to have my back to see me through this. I didn't know about the system. I didn't know who to talk to, who to go to. I had family that didn't have my back at the time, and he was like, he's a good kid. He didn't do no wrong. I mean, he didn't do nothing. I don't know exactly everything he did out in the street, but I raised him to be respectful. And for him to sit there and be accused of robbery, it was something that I never taught him. I knew he didn't do it. It got so bad, the judge knew he didn't do it. The lawyer knew he didn't do it. The prosecutor knew he didn't do it, but they just had to they paused on him. They made him plead guilty to something he didn't do for youth offender. He stayed at Rikers Island. If it wasn't for a friend, a close friend, I'm going to speak his name. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know how to handle that situation. And once he was incarcerated, it did something mentally to my child, mentally. Now he's 35 and he's lost. He's lost. He didn't have nobody that sat there and kicked the straight tone, tell him like, look, this is what it is. And he wasn't even that type of child. But once they get in the street, the gang got a hold to him because I didn't know he was a part of a gang. I had no clue. I worked. I didn't know. I didn't find that out until he became in his 20s. But to go through this as a single parent, it was the hardest thing I had to do. The hardest thing. When I tell you, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't eat. I worried. I lost weight. I lost so much weight, people thought that I was smoking crack. Because I refused to eat because my son couldn't eat. He didn't want to eat. It just destroyed him. Now he's a 35-year-old man who's labeled as a schizophrenic, who's spent half of his life in Brooklyn being homeless. It mentally destroyed him. The system destroyed him.
I feel you.
And just knowing that these things are happening out here because either I can't say parents not raising their child right, because what I thought I was doing right, he still got pulled into the street. He wanted to hang with those friends that were out here doing the same thing, pants hanging off their butt, staying out late, doing what he wanted to do. So you're right. A mother cannot teach her son how to be a man, but a mother too will sit there and tell that child what's out in the street. Like you said, then they tend to like let them go ahead and find out. But the mother sit there and say, "Oh, it's no good out there in the street for you. Stay home, go to school, do what you need to do." And that's what I was doing.
I
Thought
feel
I
you,
was
sister.
getting that strong parent, that strong mother that was going to sit there and do whatever it takes to try to keep her child from getting caught up in the street. It didn't work because he still was like drawn to be out there. Now he's so much in the street. He done been shot a couple of times. My son done died a couple of times. He died. They brought him back. And how I know this is through Facebook. He's still in Brooklyn. He's stuck in Brooklyn. But like I said, if it wasn't for Hassan and me coming together and he's stepping up and he's trying and showing me how to handle this, showing me how to go through the system, who to talk to, how to handle it, I would have been lost. Because they had him under $25,000 bail for something he didn't do. Single mother. I got 2 other kids to take care of. I ain't had that money to come to bail him out. His co-defendant got out for $500. That was strange.
So a lot.
Okay, listen, you mentioned my brother's name twice, so I'm gonna bring him up to speed. Big Hassan, tell him who you are, baby.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I wanna say first. I wanna say my condolences to and his wife. You know, I pray the Lord give you the power to endure and strength to heal. It's unfortunate that our children continue to be victims, on many different levels in this situation. In our community. We have to start, grabbing a hold, of what's going on in our communities, like the situation with Lisa. They charged a young man for robbing a person in the building that his aunts work in. Both his aunts work in the building. Why would he rob someone that live in the building? It was elderly people in the building. So why would he rob someone? And he wasn't even that type of fella. He was that type of young man at the time. He really worked hard for himself. He really worked hard. He really, he used to pack bags. You know what I mean? So, he wasn't a gangster. He wasn't for them to charge him with that, and change his life around. And it hurts me that, that I can see that took him off the path. Set them on a path, a destructive path, and it's unfortunate that this is what happens. In our community, a lot of the young men are not prepared. They're not prepared for what's going on. And see, when you live into that street culture and that street lifestyle, you've already made a commitment to say, you know what, I'm gonna deal with whatever happens with this situation. I'm gonna deal with whatever goes on, whatever the repercussions are. I'm gonna live with it, and I'm gonna wear it, And unfortunately, that was the lifestyle that certain young men chose, like myself. We chose that lifestyle. We chose that lifestyle because we felt that was our option. That was the option. That was the option for me. That wasn't at that time in life. That wasn't the option for all young black men. I didn't understand that you could go get a job. I didn't understand that you could go, the process of going in these things. School, kinds of like, grooms you for prison. Because what happens is you live by the bell. In prison, you live by the bell. In school, you live by the bell. What happens is, it's conditioning. You know what I mean? So we're being conditioned. And then what happens is when I was in that street life, you resolve, you say, what, this is what I'm signing up for. So when you say, if I die out here, then I'm gonna die out here. But what happens is this is not the option for all young men. You make that decision for yourself, but you realize you forget the fact of who you're affecting. There's people in your family that love you. There's people that you're affecting. And we think that, we have to go get this money so that we add value to ourselves. But the value we have is, it's enduring. It's the endurance. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's that endurance. We have to exercise that endurance. That's the value that we have on ourselves. But the problem is we don't place any value on ourselves. We ready, we ready to be taken out. And that's the real is that's in the subconscious.
Yeah, word.
Subconscious, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to live because it's too hard. It's too hard, you know, everything that we've experienced by the time we 15, 16, and 17 years old says, you know what, why does it have to be this way? And you know what I'm saying? And our mindset comes into a point where we don't we want parts, we don't see any value as a we don't see that we're going to live. We don't see anything about that. We don't see any value with us. And that's the most important thing. We have to put value on ourselves. And just like the brother Larry said, we listen, but we listening to respond. We're listening to respond. You first have to digest the information. You first have to digest the information before somebody's talking to you. If we're listening to respond, this is not a battle rap. This is not a ping pong game. What happens is that you have to first decipher what's going on. You have to first decipher and bring it internally. But what happens is young men, you know what I'm saying, due to the fact that a lot of them are not growing up with men in the home. You got to deal with the auditory cortex. When you watch young babies run around the house and the father screams at him, he says, yo, stop that. And he stops in his tracks. But if the mother screams at him, he might keep going. So what happens is, this is by design. So what happens is young men, by the time they get older, they hear other young men, they have men talking, they really like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Psychologically, they're not conditioned to want to listen to you because every time they heard a man's voice, it's out of anger, it's out of frustration, it's in another context. Then another thing is that the young men, one of the reasons they don't want to listen to the OGs, because the OGs is not respecting the women when we're coming up. A lot of the young men is growing up seeing the OGs talking to their moms, and you know what I'm saying, they're not giving them the proper respect. So what happens is they still have a deep-seated hate for them because you're looking at their behind. You know what I'm saying? You talking to them out in the street. You know what I'm saying? You're making them feel uncomfortable. But what happens is these young men get older. You know what I'm saying? These are 14 years old, 15-year-old men. They 6'4", they 5'11", and they're 200-some pounds. So 60 feet away, they look like grown men themselves. And that's why the police prey on them. That's why we prey on them in our community. And we have to protect them because at that time, at that age, although they big, they are very vulnerable. They are very impressionable. And we're not giving them the proper impressions. So the fact that we have a show like this, we're starting to give them this proper impression so they can see people who look like them and talk like them and understand where they're coming from. Because you have to have understood the pressure. You have to go through the pressure. And it takes a man to walk away. You're going to have to walk away. You're going to have to walk your own walk. Just the same way if you're in the street.
We're gonna bring in Sister Marilyn and join you in that conversation because you get real deep, big brother. And I want my females in here give a female point of view with you. All right. Please introduce yourself. Sis, tell them what you do, where you work for, and what's your solution or suggestion or your opinion.
Hello, hi guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that I'm very sorry to the family. And
Thank
as
you. Thank you.
I'm not a mother.
Thank
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a mother, but I'm somebody's kid. And from my own experience, I put my mother to
Okay, there she goes. She's back.
hello. Now as I came to the conclusion that it's like, okay, come on, I gotta get it together. So now I like Unique was saying, my job is basically dealing with the youth. Even though I deal with, all kinds, but it's like I focus more on the youth because of my own personal experience. And sometimes like y'all say, I totally agree. Sometimes it's just that we young and now we see that, oh yeah, they out chilling, oh they doing good, and we just want to go that road too. We don't even care what's the consequences. And it's two things: either you end up in jail or you just out of here. So it's like, so now we just try, like in my job, I work for Exodus, and Exodus, it has different type of things that we work on, and we focus on the youth, we focus on people coming from prison, we focus on giving them shelter, we all of these things. And with the youth, it's like a lot of kids that it's like, oh, this is what I want to do, I'm about that life, and I'm like, okay. We also got even alternative to incarceration, and it's like when we deal with them, it's like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Like like, but then I myself have to remember that when I was 21, 18, 17, I just wanted to, even as a
On the run.
female, I just wanted to be running around and acting crazy. And it's like, that's when I have to really focus and be like, you know what? Let me focus on what is this young kid missing? What can we give them that they're missing? Why are you in the street? What are you looking for in the streets? Because this is most of the time what they just bad influence. They feel like, oh, it's cool. Or even at home, they feel like, oh, I don't want to be home. It's boring at home. I want to be out. I want to do this. And it's very hard. It's really hard because I have myself experienced my ex-boyfriend. He got shot like 29 times, and it was like right there. And we was young. We was like what? I was 19 and he was 22. So it's like a very hard experience. And to this day, I think about it and I'm like, damn, what could I have done better to keep him away? But it's like at that time, I wasn't even thinking about keeping nobody away. I'm like, how do you keep somebody away from the streets if you don't even know what the street got to offer? So back to the job part, it's like, I just want to say to all the young kids that it's like, we see that this is a constant thing. It's nothing good out there. It's nothing bad to have a good time. It's nothing bad to have friends. But also you gotta be mindful. You gotta understand that we not, like they said, we're not living in that time where like you go outside and you fight and that's it. Like people's not trying to fight, people's trying to stab you, people's trying to cut you, people's trying to kill you. Like they're not going for just, oh, let me just give you a black eye like before. I would have been okay with walking with a black eye, but now it's like, no, I don't want to fight. Thank you, because I know that people is just trying to prove a point now. It's like, oh, we in the streets, we got to prove a point, but it's like, who are you proving this point to? Because either you're gonna end up in jail or you're gonna end up dead, and it's after that. What are you gonna prove? So it's an everyday fight. Like we want this to stop. We don't want no more violence, but it's like it's just now it's just to the point where it's like, how can we go back? Like in my job, like on Saturday, they killed this old guy. They shot this old guy from the building. They saying it's from the building. It's a hotel that I work at. From the roof, straight to his window. And it's like, come on, like that's a citizen building. So it's like people's not on the right mind. Like even if they want to be normal, it's like they're not normal. So it's like when we expose ourselves to be in this environment that is like, all right, I'm in a game. You know what's gonna happen in that game. You know what's gonna happen if you're out in the streets all the time, chilling, and you're just exposing yourself to these things that are like, come on, something might happen. Something's gonna happen. It's either jail or there's no in between. I always said that because of what I went through. It's like it's no in between. Either you in or you're just out for good. So to other young people out there, please just let's put the focus on something else. It's a lot of positive things. Even this show is like so positive to just sit there and listen to all type of people, all type of countries, ages. All of this it's not yet just listening to, oh, this is old people or this is young people trying to be cool. No, it's everybody that went through something that know the consequences after this. So I just hope that all of this really changed for the best because it's really sad. It's really sad to see what is happening to our own people that haven't even experienced anything but outside the parking lot or in the block. Like it's like how many things is gonna take? How many people going to jail? How many people dead? It's like I've seen people that are 14 years old doing 25 to life.
Mhm.
14 and they doing 25 because they want to be chilling with this people, and now when their crime is somebody that's 16 years old.
And it's
So it's like you just took this person out. You're 14, the person was 16 years old, and it's like you're never going to see this person again, and you're getting out of here when you're a grown
and that's
person, like
and that's one thing that we got to be
so let's just
careful of,
hope
right?
that
Not the
we
one thing
take
that you
something
said
out of the
about that.
show
I don't
and out of just life in general and see what's happening around us and to our parents, because that hurts to know that my mother is crying because my brother is dead now, or because I'm in prison now. My mother got to go and see me for all these years. It's just horrible, all because we just want to be in the streets. Like,
Now,
That's
is
the
it really
hardest
worth
thing
it?
I had to go through when I
now,
went to visit my son.
now, one
Go to
reality.
prison to be in a cage and you ain't did nothing, to be checked and you ain't did nothing.
Thank you.
That was the hardest thing. I never had to do that. I never did that for a boyfriend. That, but I'm going in there for my son.
See the reality. You want to hear crazy reality about the streets, right? When these kids are 11 to 14 to 16 years old, guess what? They become pawns. They become pawns. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up to say, but they become pawns for a gang. You know what I'm saying? Like basically, they'll make the young brothers do something that a grown man ain't gonna do because he knows the consequences. But the little man don't know the consequences, and he don't have the fear behind his mind of pulling that trigger, doing it that fashion. You get what I'm saying? So they'll send the young man to do that instead of, you know what I'm saying, while the old G sit back. Like, you get what I'm saying? And that's how it happens in the gang aspect. You get what I mean? Like a lot of these young fellas, they come in, you know what I'm saying? They want to be down with the clique, but the
I
next thing
can't
you
really
know,
hear them.
your first mission is, you know what I'm saying, you're looking at your first mission like, damn, I gotta do this. But there's no turning back now, because if you turn back, you're gonna get killed. You get what I'm saying? So now you gotta do what you gotta do. But you being a young-minded person, you're not gonna have a million thoughts going through your head like a 32-year-old. You get what I'm saying? A young kid is just gonna have, yo, I gotta do this because there's no other way. Boom, that's it. A young man pull that trigger, he's gonna be thinking about his kids, he's gonna be thinking about his wife, he's gonna be thinking about his life, he's gonna be thinking about his job, he's gonna be thinking about his car insurance. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way the game is. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we gotta pay attention to the young boys coming up, man, because they're the future. You get what I'm saying? Like us, like people my age. You get what I'm saying? The door
right.
is there if you want to walk in there. You know what I'm saying? The door is there. It starts with one step, followed by the second one. Not just because people say, "Oh, all you gotta do is get your foot in the door." No, get your whole body in the door. Get your whole body in the door, man. You know what I'm saying? Drink some of that cup of knowledge, man.
All right.
True that.
Okay. Let,
True that.
let me let me bring my good brother Talib in. He's been patiently waiting. I know he got a whole lot to say. He didn't watch the whole show. Huh? Big brother Talib, what's up, brother? I see you nodding your head. Let me hear your opinion, man. What's happening? Tell me.
Yo, what's going on? Peace. Listen, man. Yo, and I'm from Harlem. I can talk real fast. I don't care how much time you'll give me. Yo, listen, with a brother at Mo.
Yeah.
Welcome home, man. And my
Thank you, big
condolences.
guy.
You hear me?
Thank
And
thank you,
Queen,
big guy.
Queen, where's your queen at?
Thank you. How are
Listen,
you?
it's all right to cry. Water makes things grow. You hear me?
Yes.
I'm grateful to be able to cry. They told me as a man I can't cry. You know,
Right.
I cry over a commercial now and beat somebody up while I'm crying. Right? Yo, so my condolences on that, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yo, Mo, I mean, yeah, Mo, check this out.
Yeah.
The stuff, me growing up, right, without a father, right,
Right.
and different men coming in the house, number runners, different men's, blah, Harlem. You know, I watched the movie Superfly. You know, the Mac. You know, all that misinformation, misinformed by the misinformed, right?
Right.
Because I wanted to be like that. So I dressed like that, right? Hoss, we was getting money
Right.
like that. We started doing parties, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
look,
yeah.
but the older dudes told me what to do and what not to do. They was doing everything. They showed me about all the drugs. They was robbing banks. They was killing people. I was a little kid carrying the guns. They taught me how to play basketball, but they was the role models for me. And I became the role
Right.
model for Hans and all of them, right?
Right,
Right.
that's right,
Like
Juan. That's right.
like I'm a person who think that I'm not approachable. I'm saying I am approachable, but a person got to be open minded. Like now, I can't control what I think or feel. That's what I move over my emotions, right? And
Right.
I heard you say that, Hoss, right? But what I could do is how I react to my thinking and my feelings.
Right.
I could think in my head, yo, I'm about to slap this person right now. But I put my hands in my pocket and take 2 steps back. That gives them the medium, right? Because we always think we got to show
Right.
our manhood. Because you better not cry, right? So, yo, the bug out is this, Mo. I'm doing movies, right? I heard you talk
Right.
about principles. That's what I live over, principles, spiritual principles, right? Because I did all the religions, you hear me?
Right.
I do the spiritual principles like acceptance. You was talking about acceptance. I gotta accept people where they at, not where I think they should be at, man.
Exactly.
That way I don't have to have a
Exactly.
resentment. A resentment is like peeing on myself, my legs soaking wet. You don't even know I'm thinking like that about you. So wasted
Right.
energy, right? So I put some positive stuff in the atmosphere because I come from you ain't shit, you ain't gonna be shit. I'm surprised you still alive. You hear me, Huz?
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
And that
yeah.
came
You
from
know
my
it.
mom's,
You know it.
you know? So I was around the older dudes and they was teaching me their best. I wasn't listening. So as my kids got older and I was going to jail, they was asking questions. You know what I'm saying? I remember them days when I see my son from Brooklyn and I didn't know he was coming and I passed him the watch like, yo, I'll be back and keep moving and I don't see him till I see him. You feel
Right.
me?
Right.
Leaving him with that, not having somebody to talk to. I got 5 boys and 2 girls. Your Hoss, all of them, I got all of them, Hoss, I was able to go to the prisons and talk to the inmates, right? I
Right.
seen some people
Right.
we know. My son was on
Mhm.
a tear. My son was on a tear right over us. I was trying to get them to bring him down.
Mm.
The CEOs was asking me how could I help their family. I just was trying to get my son down, but I know I was trying to touch some other people. I never went in jail and walked back out, yo.
Right. Right.
I never walked back out. So yo, check this out. So I sat long enough. I sat long enough where a dude tapped me on the shoulder and said, yo, like, you know a lot of stuff. Won't you try this script right here? And he gave me a script. And I've been doing a little movies. I did a little plays. Who would ever fucking think, Oz? You hear me, Oz?
Exactly.
Who would ever think that shit, right? That I'm looking at myself on the 50-foot screen because what I put in the atmosphere, right? Because people
Exactly.
perception ain't my reality. It ain't what you think of me. People is in my past longer than I'm in my past. I got to let that shit go, man. Right?
Exactly.
So yo,
Exactly.
Mo, I'm doing a movie. I'm doing a movie right now. It's a web series on YouTube, y'all, and it's called Bum Rush, right? We in the
Right.
third season. We in the third season. In the second season, in the finale, I'm gonna tell you, yo, this dude who's running shit hard gets shot. They don't know if he's dead or alive. The thing about it, Mo, is that I'm doing 30 years, 8 months, and 3 days. They let me out. I'm looking for my fucking son,
Right.
right?
Mm.
Yo, I'm talking about doing shit that I used to do in the street. That if I do it
Mhm.
now, I'll be caught by 2 or 3 days. I'm doing it on a big screen, laughing, cause and they going, "Yo, you ever went to acting classes?" I said, "Hell
Right.
no, nigga, I live this, right?"
Yeah.
Because I can act like you, cause you a real knowledgeable dude. I can act like you, Peso. I can act like Unique. I ain't doing the ladies, but I can do the toughness of my girl that went through Brooklyn to Baltimore, but really was from down south, right? Alicia,
Right.
my condolences. Yo, listen, the thing that happened with you is an experience, right? You hear me? It's an experience, right? Life on life terms. Yo, God is in charge. No, God is in charge. I ain't do none of this. Good orderly direction. I saw my mother take her last breath. I used to get high over anything, everything, because it was hot, because it was cold, because a rapper got killed, because my money was large, because my money was low, because I was hanging out, whatever, right? Yo, this shit is crazy, man. You just gotta stop what you're doing one day at a time, right? One day at a
I
time.
feel you.
Yo, I got my kids in my life, right?
Right.
I'm doing fucking movies, man. Like whoever thought? I had to think, yo. I had to think, right? Like Cicely Tyson is still acting. I remember I was in third grade watching Sonder, Morgan Freeman doing Electric Company. This motherfucker still acting. I ain't got to be no child
Hey,
star.
try and watch the F word because
Right.
they get on it on YouTube.
All
The
right,
F.
excuse me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 'Cause I got a language. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yo, and I want to say to you too. That's what I really wanted to start it off. Yo, thank you all for what you're doing, having this platform, this positive platform. Yo,
Thank
this
you,
dude
brother.
Hard's always been like that. Because it's about encouragement, not discouragement. I heard you talking about anger and talking to me like that,
That's right.
right? Yo, don't talk to me like that. I'm gonna be real rebellious. I'm defensive. Yo, let's set it or you wanna dead it,
All right.
right?
Oh,
Yo,
hard.
crazy, crazy. Like, yo, crazy.
Uh,
Hard still. They be like, you an actor. I'm like, yeah, you better know how to act. I still punch you right in your face. But yo, who got time for that, right? Jails, institutions are death, right? The system is open 24 hours a day and they got a bed for you. So let's go to this pandemic. Let's go to this pandemic thing right now. The world has changed. We never experienced nothing like this before. We thought we experienced something with a black president. Yo, this is crazy, Hoss. I can't even see you and give you a hug, man. We used to hang out in the
Right,
same places, man. I'm
right.
talking to y'all from all over, and I'm laying in a bed, man. You feel
Yeah,
me?
man.
Right.
We gotta we gotta teach ourselves too, man, about
Yeah, but let me say,
cross
hold up,
contaminations and
Peso,
all
for a
that.
minute. Peso, hold up for 1 minute. Now, now, what's her last name? I can't see it. I got glasses. Santana. That's the last name, Miss.
yeah, Nervin, yes.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Pause. We was doing basketball games and stuff like that.
Hey,
You
Right.
know,
yo.
we was doing beats
I
against the street,
know. I
the
know.
music industry against the street people. The young people was having fun, man. We don't have that no more. They
Right.
rebuilding our parks, right?
Oh, hold up, Khaled. Look at the
Go ahead.
screen. Somebody else just got killed in Southeast DC as we speaking.
See,
Someone
see,
else just got
And
killed
that's the
crazy.
thing. So
as we speaking.
I used to live. I used to live in Southeast. So
You stay in DC?
it is dangerous. It is dangerous out there. And that's why shows like this is important because what happens is the level of violence in our community is not the same level of violence in another community. And what happens is that we seeing our people dying all over the country. Because what happens is that, and especially in DC, they got access to guns, different type of guns that we don't got access to in New York, and they right there. So what
Yo,
happens is they have to deal with
if
Yo,
you
but
go,
we fighting each other, man. And yo, like, listen, I don't care. You can stand in the crowd. I'll be going through, yo, what's up, young man? I'll break it up. If I could get the attention, we talk. Yo, I said something to a dude on the train the other day. He was kind of bugging out. I don't know why I pause. I don't know why I think I could make crazy people sane. I told the dude, put
right,
on your mask, man. He said, what you said? I said,
right,
put on your mask. He put the mask up, and then he's talking to them. He's telling me all these places he been, all these jails, these young men. But sometimes I catch them, maybe like, can I talk to you? Yo, when I was
right,
going off the train, he said, yo, I'm glad it was you, OG, that talked to me than anybody else said something to me that you said to me.
Mhm.
right,
Respect, right?
right, right,
Yo, if you don't say nothing, you silent, you can't help. You gotta help them. They
right,
gotta be open-minded. And then they become willing, right? We got to be examples. We do basketball games. I used to do the show called Just Give Me the Mic. I used to bring unsigned artists. I don't care if you bake cakes, books, whatever you do. I used to do that, right? Affiliated with Ralph
right.
McDaniel. Yo, it's crazy. People walk up to me like they know me, Hoss. I'll be like, you serious, man?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And these niggas laughing that these brothers was laughing that I couldn't do that, right? Trying to discourage
Mm-hmm.
instead of encourage me. Now you don't want to
And
keep
that's
the distance when that dough grow, right? I hope you keep the distance from that dope, bro. Hars, you've been around me with events since we was young. Hars always been just like that, a smart dude talking to you that you saying, yo, like you can't even talk back. I couldn't even like, but I was older, but I was absorbing what he was saying, like he was absorbing what I was saying, and he always had a smile. So it was never no ego thing, right? Easing God out, right?
Right.
Pride, right? That's why we got this
Mm-hmm.
cause God, right? That's why when you said you send things to me, I said, "What you think I'm here because of me?" Yo, I'm
Right.
57 years old. Listen, I seen people take their last breath, man, and I looked
Mm-hmm.
close to their face. When I was a kid, man. How you
Mm-hmm.
think that my God brother jumping out the window? Come on, man, and calling me before you do it, man. Like, yo, I thought I was
Mm-hmm.
going through things, being tortured of the pressure of having a mother with no father to help her raise me, running around, go to some my mother take me to some lady house, leave me with the lady daughters, go away for the weekend.
Okay.
They was older, they had their way with me. I go home. I say, yo, mom, I'm going back over there next weekend. I ain't know until I got older that they was molesting me and that messed up my life, Hus, for all my relationships.
Right.
I just realized me, Hars, with all the women I had, that I had low self-esteem, abandonment issues, insecurities. I'm talking about as a man, Peso. You hear me? As a man, still living. But I
Yeah.
know long as I got breath for life in me to see tomorrow, I can make it better tomorrow than I did today. Right? So I realized, Talib, you can't really be committed. You don't really want to be committed because you always think somebody gonna leave you, Hars. But you ain't
Uh-huh.
never happy. One is
Uh-huh.
too many, a thousand is never enough. You never happy, dude. So I gotta have some self-acceptance, right? In myself, right? Not what you think about me. Because if you really know what I
Exactly.
go through, what I have to really endure, would you really still be my friend?
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Because a
Well,
person
that's what we
asks
all.
you, go
Mhm.
ahead,
No,
go.
that's what we all have to learn. See, what happens is what happens is when we talk about changing the world, you have to change yourself. You have to
Yep.
be the example. A lot of times you can't just go out and tell people to do this X, Y, and Z. You have to walk it like you talk it. So just like you said, Talib, like when I was in the street, unfortunately, I sent a lot of people into the like crime lifestyle from what I told them and from what I and from my actions and the things I did. But now, you know what I'm saying? I'm more or less, I'm bringing them into the light. I'm doing my best to bring them into the light because James 5:20 says that what I'm saying, you remove a multitude of sins for each sinner that you help. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we have this platform, because these are our children. When children are small, they precious, and you put bottles in their mouth, they precious. You know what I mean? Well, you know what? Each of our souls is still the same precious as we was when we was baby. Somebody was rocking us as a baby. We matter to somebody. Our children matter to somebody, and we got to make it an issue because we tired of seeing going to funerals for young people. We tired of, you know what I'm saying, going to prisons for young people. This is our future. We throwing our future away. You know what I'm saying? We throwing our doctors, our lawyers. We throwing our future away.
Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this. Let me say this real
It's
quick.
a fact. It's
Yo,
a fact.
when we go to jail, when I go to jail, I leave my mother, I leave my aunt, I leave my sister, I leave my niece, I leave all the women, my cousins out there to deal with people, right? I'm out there slinging a package. Now I'm in jail begging for a package, right? I'd rather be a square out here in the square instead of square in
Right.
there, right?
Right.
Yo,
That's right.
you feel me?
That's
And
right.
you left
Yo,
them with
look, check this
themselves
out.
instead of
Check
defending them.
this out. The school, check this out. The school that I used to go to, 197 Halls, when
Right.
in third or fourth grade, my mother had me dressing like Fred Wilson, the Black Caesar, and all that, because those was my role models. And I'm fucking smoke. Excuse me again. Sorry, brother. And I'm rolling up Lipton tea bags with brown paper bag, not knowing where I learned that behavior from. You hear me, Peso? And
Right.
then really smoking joint, and then taking all the money in fourth grade from the school. If it was a substitute, they had that money that go to the bank, that bank book. Take it all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what we doing with the money. Hiding it in the toilets, hiding everywhere. Get it beaten because our mother got to pay it back. I'm at that same school with my son every day. All the kids want me to be their
Wow.
father. You hear me?
Wow. Yeah.
I'm on point at that school. I'm present, is what I'm saying. The present is the gift today. What you do
Right.
today,
Right.
right?
Right.
Misinformed by the misinformed. Well, let's do something different. Even
Yeah,
if it's just,
definitely.
yo, how you doing, young man? Next time
Yeah.
you see him, he might say, how you doing? Yo, can I talk to you, OG?
Word.
Pause. I don't want to be in jail. Somebody calling me Pop.
Right.
Somebody say Pop outside. I'll be like, yo, I'm your father. I'm still offensive sometimes, man. Aggressive.
Right.
Sometimes I don't
Word.
mean no harm, but
Yeah.
sometimes you got to back them down because people will try you. But you
Back.
like, young man, listen, you don't really want to, you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah. You
mean?
gotta set your
Like,
boundary.
and look, and then when I get their ear, I say, yo, I said, I know that she said you ain't nothing. I know that you want to be a rapper. I know that she make you feel like this. But yo, you better off walking away and coming back if you think you're gonna put your hands on her and come back. And you could
Word.
talk to me anytime. They said, yo, how you know all of that? Because that used to be me.
Right.
Word.
Right.
You gotta tell them through your experience. It's life on life. Look, it's two things, and I'm gonna start with this. In life, it's high and lows, yo.
Okay, Talib.
Yes.
Brother Willie podcast said that it's not happening that you get shot for that nowadays. What you think about that, Haas? And let's ask the young man. What you think about that, Ern?
What was the question?
It said Talib. It's not happening like that. They don't agree with Talib. They said it's not happening like that. What do you
You get
think?
shot
Is
for
it
it
happening? Let's hear
nowadays.
from a young man's point of view. Because
Yeah,
maybe
not,
we
Okay.
can
not.
stand
I
on
said that.
Talib.
I had said that before, man. There's so much guns running in the streets that you gonna get shot for anything right now, man. You could just walk home from church and catch a
I
bullet.
think the thing is that
Huh?
this
You
is
get
what
what I'm
it
saying?
is, right? The situation. Hello.
Yeah,
We hear you.
we,
We
we
wait,
hear you.
man.
Yeah. The situation is this. What people are shooting people over now, it's not the same situations that was being people being shot over when we were coming up.
Yeah, definitely. That
So
would be like the last thing the last thing I ran to.
it's not to say, no, it's not to say it'll be the last thing. It's about where it happened at. See, that'll be the first thing. It's not to say it'll be the last thing. It'll be the first thing. But it's the situation and who it was done to. See,
Yeah,
well, a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
times right now, y'all bringing civilians, just like you're bringing them little boys into gangs and stuff like that. A lot of times somebody will press you for doing that, but no one's pressing nobody for bringing a little boy into this situation. You know what I mean? What happened was there was morals and values in this game, and what happens is there was grown men still in the streets. And see, now you got boys beating boys. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is that, and the repercussions is different. At that point in time, if you shot that gun off in a certain situation, some dudes might come see you. You know what I mean? But now the
Yeah.
situation is lawless. The streets had police at that point in time. We're not dealing with that. We got to stop dealing with this genocide that we creating on our own
Yeah,
community.
because it's gonna become to the point where
Genocide.
we're gonna be killing more than a pandemic.
Okay.
You
Well,
get what I'm
we've
saying?
already
It's
been
gonna.
doing that, brother. And we doing it now by not being prepared for the pandemic. What are
Yeah,
we doing? What are we doing for the pandemic? None of us are being situated. None of us are acting in a proper fashion. It's about preparation. Johnny
yeah.
Cochran, the successful lawyer, said his key to success was preparation, preparation, and preparation. We are not preparing. All we doing now is we more fearful of each other. We more fearful of each other. But we have no idea what God is going to help us. But we have to start. We have to start working towards understanding. We have to start applying things into things instead of just reacting to them. We being proactive instead of being reactive. And it's platforms like this that we're able to start changing the paradigm, start ushering in the change. Because the young people are seeing people that talk like them. Then we're making this cool. See, we made it cool to be a fool. So now we're making this cool. This is most
Exactly.
important because all of us, at a certain time lack direction. Hindsight is 2020. Looking back at something, you see clearly looking forward. And what it does, and my father didn't raise me, but he told me it takes 50 years to make a man. And I turned 50 the other day, and I realized as you grow, it's a
Happy
growth
birthday.
process. Evolution. This is evolution. We have to continue to evolve, and we not evolving
Mm-hmm.
because we want to. We were our day ones. We want to say we didn't change. We want to say we didn't change, but you have to change. You have to
Yeah,
change in this life if you want to grow and evolve. You have to change. And like the
gotta
brother Larry Moe was saying,
revolutionize, man.
you have to change. Because we gotta save our children. If we don't have enough for this, Malcolm X died with $600 in his bank account. But we all know his name and we all know what he stood for. We gotta stop worrying about the money and start worrying about the principles, start worrying about the morals and the values.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the brother said. Because what happens is we caught it with the con game. We caught it with the superficial. We caught it with the, you know what I'm saying? And we need to be caught with institution building. You know, we need why we don't have any black department stores? Why we don't have any black institutions? Why don't we have any black auditoriums? You know, we just talk about rec centers. We need black hospitals. We need black convalescent homes.
Hey, Alicia just asked, what happened to it takes a village to raise a child? What y'all got to say about that? You too, Mo.
I got something to say about that.
Who
They
said got something to say about that other than her? And other than
no, I said I got something to say about that, Talib.
Go ahead.
I was saying earlier about grown men and grown males, right? Like I could tell that brother right there, Peso, when he was 19 and 18, he probably already was a grown man. And then you see somebody older on the corner with their hat to the back, their pants hanging down, thinking they schooling me, standing in front of the liquor store. They a grown male, right? That's what I mean about doing it. So they didn't have nobody to show them, man, right? And the same thing like Hars, yo, I'm grateful for you, Hars. I'm glad you helping that sister. Sister, I'm gonna pray for your son. That is a lot of trauma on you. And I heard you said your family don't got your back. But God does, because He's always been there. And He got you out of stuff. And He got you out of worse stuff. Because I heard you say about the world trade and you was covered up with stuff and everything. I heard you.
I have
Wow,
a
man.
purpose. I have a purpose here, and I
Wow.
recognize that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a
And
crazy story right there.
it's like
Listening.
I've been through a lot. I'm not gonna front. I've been through a lot, so I know I have a purpose, and I'm thankful to be on this podcast with you guys and be able to tell and share what I've been through.
Yes.
Because if you don't open your mouth and tell somebody your experience, they will never know.
From a test to a
And
testimony.
and hey, if I can help, that's what I'm about. That's all I always been about. You know that has always been that person that I give you whatever I got. That's me. So
That's right.
going through this, if I got the knowledge, I'm gonna give it.
I appreciate all of y'all.
That's what I'm
You know
here
what
for.
I mean?
God got me here for a reason. I'm running. I'm on that journey. I'm like, look, I'm trying to save just as many as God saved me. This is
Amen.
what I'm here for.
And
Amen.
we gotta be willing to help and not expect nothing in return.
To get
You know what I'm
somebody.
saying? That's very important, man. Learning to
And
help.
when
and
I
not
say what
expect
happened
nothing
to
in
it
return,
takes a
you
village,
know what I'm saying?
come on, man. You know,
You
back in
gotta
the days, if a child was out there doing something wrong, the neighbor was able
Neighbor,
to say something
stop
without the
playing.
fear that the parents gonna come and like, don't talk to my child like this, da 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 da.
Two
Man,
beating.
man, you can't say nothing. Even a 5-year-old will tell you what you can do.
Yeah,
Two
definitely.
beating.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
And then
I
it's
told little kid he was sharp. He cursed me out and ran across the street.
Now
But
you
then we
can't
also
even.
the children get taken out the home for no reason. You know what I mean? For
Exactly.
frivolous reasons. You got the ACS
Yeah.
thing going. They got so many alphabets in our community, controlling our community that we don't know. We just thought about the DEA,
Exactly.
ATF, you know,
Yeah.
but they got all these other entities.
I got something about that too.
Huh?
I went through all of it. I went through being a young mother at 15, having a child, and then the second one at 17, have another, and then go through postpartum and call on myself. You know, the white woman tell me on the other line, you got somebody to help you. I said, if I got somebody to help me, I wouldn't be calling you. I'm gonna call you. And for you to say that, I had to close my eyes and say, God, only you can help me now.
Yes,
Amen.
see?
And I sucked it up. I said, you know what? Forget it. I don't need your help because now, if I hurt my child, you'll be in here at me. But if I'm reaching out to ask you for help, you telling me you can't help me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't need it. And it was me and God leading me to do what I had to do. My kids never been in the system. They don't know what a system is until my oldest son got locked up.
Crazy.
That's the only time. I
Well,
sacrifice. Half of these young mothers don't know what sacrifice is. I
Yeah.
sacrificed my teenage life to raise my children by myself.
Grown woman stuff.
well,
And
it's
I'm
true.
looking at these young girls today, like, yo, you really think what's going on here? And we
You
living
got,
in times that's totally different from then.
yeah, we got to
I'm
plant the
51
seed though.
years old.
We got to plant the seed. It took me a long time, man. I'm 57
And
years
Years
old,
old,
man.
I'm looking at these young
I
girls
just
out
look
here,
like
they
this.
just having baby. Because it's cute. It's like a fashion. Baby
This
get
thing,
older, they don't want that baby no more. They go have another one.
a lot of people getting rid of their babies I've been seeing lately in the Bronx.
It's crazy. And I'm like, do you understand what are you doing to your children?
that's right.
And most likely, it's the right there. I'm scared to see what's going to happen to these kids that's growing up now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because these young mothers ain't prepared for, they ain't about that life. All they about is who doing who, where they gonna get their next black from, who gonna be the next one they gonna link up with. Come on.
Because even if we
Because they're gonna grow up. They don't know. They're not gonna be prepared. What you say? Being prepared? If it ain't for us now, they're not gonna have a chance.
Encouragement.
It's gonna start right now with us. If we don't do something about it, these babies is not gonna have a chance.
No, not at all. Not, and what happens is we have more structure. We have more
they're
structure in the
shrinking.
home. You couldn't walk in somebody's home, back in the days. I remember, so the grandmother asked you who your people was, where you came from, you know what I mean? But now,
Did
you know
your
what I'm
mother
saying,
know you over here?
huh?
Okay, hold on.
Did your mother know you over here? What time you got to be home?
Yeah.
Let the homie,
Like street lights come on, but in.
what was you gonna say, Ern? Let me hear Ern got to say.
I said right now, I feel like society is really trying to shrink our new generation's mind. They're trying to shrink it, you know what I'm saying, by giving them like for instance, I had a nephew who was very smart. He was brilliant. He knew all the countries of the world. He knew all the dinosaurs that existed at age 5, right? Started going to school, started getting in the loop with his friends. Now he got a phone. Now he can't even mention the countries he knew when he was 5 years old. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
Now he was so advanced. He was so advanced before he went to school because we was able to teach him constantly. You know what I'm saying? And then once he got that school vibe, a lot of things started going away. Like, you get what I'm saying? So now it's like they shrunk his mind into just making him think that, okay,
TV show.
my knowledge is only based upon what my homework is. That's my knowledge for today. You get what I'm saying?
Technology, these video games, these TV shows, parents not taking the time out to sit and read to their child, teaching them at home. This pandemic is, oh my gosh. You hear the parents talking about this pandemic. They can't handle the children.
Yep.
They don't know how. They leave it to the system. Half of the teachers that's in school now are young. And they only there for a paycheck. Now, I ain't going to say all of them, but some of them there just for a paycheck, don't have the time.
Yeah.
And you at
Listen,
home,
I want to say one thing.
Put them in front of a TV. Give them the video game instead of reading to them, telling them this, that, and the third. These babies now are smart. They come out being smart.
Mm-hmm.
My
But we gotta
2-year-old
snap
granddaughter
them. We gotta
is sitting
snap them
here and
out of
count
that
from
little,
1
you know what
to
I mean?
10.
You're unique and hard, man. I got to get up in 5 hours, y'all. I got to go.
Oh
Good
yeah,
night, Big Yo.
we get
Yo, I
rolling.
will
We
be
get the
back.
rolling.
Thanks for y'all. I'm happy to meet all of y'all.
Okay, good
Nice
night.
Salute,
meeting
brother.
you too, Kyle.
Nice to
All
meet
right,
you,
big
Tyler. Thank you.
brother.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
All
Pimpin'.
right,
Peace.
All right, peace, Lord.
peace.
All
But
right.
the situation what's going on is that our children, like what the brother said, you talk about what they learned. What we learned in school was sharper out of school than what as soon as you got into school.
Yeah.
Because what happens is school is basically a socialization process. The learning happens in between. So what happens is that being socialized and being more in sync with your friends and the clique that you're in became more powerful, became more of importance. And it doesn't happen just to that young man. It happens to a lot of young men. It happens to a lot of our children. What happens is the situation is this. The prison. Prison have a prison industry. So what happens is to make sure that we can fit the pipeline. What do we have to make sure that we have children who are unable to perform? They're unable to perform. They're unable to perform the tasks at hand. So what happens is the tasks become more intricate and more problem solved. They're unable to deal with that. And the only thing they're able to allow with is the socialization process. They call the socialization, and the school gives you a label. You're the jock. You're the nerd. You're the cool guy. You're the pretty girl. You're the gangster with it. So what happens is these labels, we start adapting these labels more than we start learning with the education
Oh,
system
yeah.
has to give us. So what happens is that because what happens is we in a socialization process. We young, so we trying to create an identity, and the life goes through stages. With psychology teachers, the life goes through stages. So at certain age of stages, certain things are applicable. So at certain age, having friends and being in sync with those friends of the utmost importance. And this is why it's a crime when these judges are sentencing our 20-year-old children, 21 and 19, 18-year-old children, because all of us are here older, and they know this. As you get older, you're not going to be involved with the same things that you did at that age. Being a gangster is an adolescent phase. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is you get older. It's like Peso says, you got a child, you got a wife. You got bills to pay. So what happens is that, you know what I'm saying, your focus changed. You know what I'm saying? Your priorities change. So what happens is a lot of these young men, you know what I'm saying, we have to groom them so they have to understand that this is what's going to happen next. Because, we got to stop being cool, because most of these young men are continuing to want to be cool. What happens is that they want to be this fight. They want to have this persona. They want to have this facade, have it together, but they don't have it together. And this is the situation where we trying to correct it. Because you know what, you have to correct these young men so they can be viable husbands for their wives, so they can be fathers for their children, and be rappers. Because what happens is people want to be heard. This is why one of the guys want to, because they want to be heard. They want to say, yo, this trauma, everything that I've been through, I'm better than this. Well, you got to, instead of writing it down in these papers, you have to do it through your action. You have to do it through your actions, because it's a real man walks alone, and it's going to take that. It's going to take that, because the child says, "Daddy," it's not daddy in the crew. It's just you. You know what I mean? And when you're in the prison behind the walls, when you looking at that fake mirror that they got, that rub down mirror, it's just you looking at yourself. You have to do that time. You did it. You know what I mean? And what happens is you got to stand up. So what happens is now is not the time. Now is not the time to start calling home. Do I need help? I need this. I need that. Because they needed help before you got there. You know what I mean? You become ingenuous in there, but we got to stop sending our men to jail. Alpha males and other the dominant culture, they go to the army, they go to the police, they go to firemen. This is what alpha males do. We
Yep.
send our alpha males to the prison, and we have to start redirecting them. We got to start having something
Redirecting, yeah.
constructive for alpha males. Because we cannot, because this is destroying our community, and this is destroying the entire plan, the entire dynamic of our community. Even the fact that jail is a subject matter of our community, that we have to realize that there's a place that we will possibly
Big
end
true.
up at. So this is a problem. We have to change the mindset, because it'll take individuals. It's not going to take, no, everybody's not going to do it, and everybody's not going to hear it. But the fact that the same way we can provide, gangster rap for them, we need to provide, how to correct from being a gangster for them. Because what happens is that
No, no. Say, Hart.
I heard that question
Come
right
back,
there.
Hart.
That
They want to
question,
hear
that
what
was a good question.
Pesto got to say. I guess they want a young one. Let's hear what Ern Pesto has to say. What are you getting from everything that we're speaking about today? Because
Well,
Hart said some really great jewels, man.
all right. So, you know, today was, I mean, today, you know, you guys walked me into a very special, you know, special segment. On top of that, you know, it was, you know, I got, you know, me. This was very amazing because, you know, I got to talk to, you know, I got to talk to uh Miss Baltimore, right?
Okay.
I got to talk to Miss Hassan and everybody that basically, you know, and me hearing her story with her son, you know, me hearing, you know, the brother losing his son, you know, to the streets, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, just feeling the mother's emotions. You get what I'm saying? Like firsthand, it was crazy. You get what I'm saying? Because you know we deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, when we're in the streets, we're blind to certain things and certain feelings. You know, like like when I was in the streets doing my thing and my homie would pass away, I would want to cry, but I can't cry. I want to hug his mom, but I can't hug his mom because I got to keep it, you know what I'm saying? I got to keep it 100. You get what I'm saying?
Keep it G.
Got to keep it G. You get what I'm saying? But now, like I said, my life is completely different.
That's
You
what's
get
up.
what I'm saying? My life is completely different. You know, I don't walk around with the same attitude. I don't have the same you get what I'm saying? So now when I see a woman cry like that, it's like wow, like you get what I'm saying? It hits. It hits. You get what I'm saying? Because like, you know, like for instance, you know, where I'm from, you know, a lot of my friends, I'm like where my neighborhood is, I'm probably like the only one that I grew up with that is actually still, you know, around and it's good with everybody. Because you know what I'm saying? I did my thing, but at the same time, you get what I'm saying? I took a lot of years building good karma as well. You get what I mean? Because I understood I did a lot of bad. You get what I'm saying? But you pay your time. You do that. You accept you know, you're failing. But at the same time, once you in the level of reconstructing yourself, you gotta build good karma. You know what I'm saying? You gotta help people out, you know? You gotta let God know that you're a good person. You know, I don't care if Instagram knows that you know what's crazy? You know, Thanksgiving, we feed people all the time. We feed homeless. Last year for Christmas, I done gave over 100 coats out, brand new gloves, socks to a bunch of homeless people. Now, I don't
Amen.
take videos. I don't take videos. To me, yo, take this. I don't care, man. I don't need a stunt for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard this before, and a lot of people say you got to stunt on the old me, and it's true. You got to stunt on your old self, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not about what you can show people, man. It's about what God sees. You know what I'm saying? You doing as a man. You know what I'm saying? Without somebody telling you how to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to tell me to be a good person. I'm gonna be a good person because that's what I want to be. You get what I'm saying? And you know, we young fellas coming up in the game, we gotta learn, man. We gotta build a family and appreciate a woman, man. You know what I'm saying? We all grow up wanting to be players. We all grow up wanting to do our things, but at the end of the day, man, like for instance, you go to prison, you got a wife. Guess what? Your prison sentence is gonna be somewhat all right because you got a wife to hold you down. But see, you go to jail and you don't have nobody, no kids, nothing. Guess what? You a lone man in a cell. You get what I'm saying? So now what chances do you have? You get what I'm saying? So your mental health is gonna be fucked up. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you get what I mean?
Let me ask this. Let me ask this. This is for Elisa, right? Elisa,
Yes.
read the screen, sister, and give us an answer to this. What would you tell her how to prepare for this?
Pray. She needs to pray. She needs to bring God into this because it's gonna be hard. Knowing that your child is behind bars, you can't reach out to them when you want to. And we all heard the crazy stories of what goes on back there. And then during this pandemic, it's even harder. So he has a couple of things going against him already. You know, the prison system don't care about your health. They don't care about if you sick. I mean, they do what they do, but not as if he was out. You go take him to the hospital, to the doctor, get immediate care. It don't work that way. Pray. During this time, pray. Prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Throw me through, it's gonna bring her through. I'm
I
gonna
like
turn
to
to
add
you.
to that. I like to add to that. You know, it's unfortunate that the brothers have to. He's going to be incarcerated. But most important is things. Tell him to be in the world but not of the world, because you can get incarcerated. You're incarcerated and you're doing time. You could do things back there to get more time. And what happens is, so the situation is, so you have to walk alone. He's finally have to walk that walk and be a man by himself. Because what happens is the situation comes with, whereas it's so much things to get involved with in prison. And it's gonna be coming at him fast. He's not gonna know the long term thing of whatever he's getting himself involved with. You know what I mean? And then not to say that he's a sucker, because just because you're saying I don't want to be involved with something, doesn't mean he's a sucker. You know what I mean? What happens is he's gonna have to learn how to, what I'm saying, to pick and choose what he's gonna involve himself in, to make sure that what I'm saying, he don't extend that bid, because that's a real possibility. And then at the same time, you got to be yourself. So whatever comes your way, you have a situation, you got to deal with it. But at the same time, and we're not even talking about extending your bid on that type of stuff. It's so many things that you can involve in prison with that you can, you can cause yourself to get more time. So tell them, tell them to read the Bible in the dictionary. Tell them to read the Quran in the dictionary.
Very.
Tell them with that right now. Those are two books he could be able to get access to. He'll be able to get access to the Quran, or he'll be able to get access to that Bible. He'll be able to get access to that dictionary and tell him to put himself in that and tell him, and start building himself up. So start doing it now. And no, he don't want to hear it because he don't want to leave his girlfriend. He gonna want to get on that phone. He gonna want to do a lot of things. But you know what? Some people spend their whole bit playing cards and basketball. And those are two things that get you killed in jail. Cards and basketball. You know what I mean? So, what happens is, you want to prepare him, to have that walk alone. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna have to walk alone. You know what I mean? So that's what you're gonna be preparing him for. And keep yourself sane, because you have to be separated from your child. It's gonna be overwhelming for you. Just like what happened to Lisa. I've seen it happen to other mothers. I've seen a son being incarcerated send a mother to mental illness. So you have to be strong for yourself, and like she said, grab onto your faith. Grab onto grab onto your D and use it. Don't just serve it, but use it to make you a better person, because that's what we have to use that faith for, to make us a better person. Because you know what I'm saying, and you know what? Because you cannot see hope, but faith, with patience that you wait on it. And you know what I'm saying, and you know what? And God bless you, and God bless your son, because that's a heavy burden to bear.
Mm-hmm. And it's very important. I want to add to that. When anybody that's watching, if you have, maybe someone has an upcoming jail sentence, somebody's looking at some time, one thing I would like to say is, take your time serious, man. Don't go in there, shoot dice, play call, like you said. Don't go in there looking for things to do. Don't go in there. There's cats that go in there and do everything they was doing in the streets, but actually have intercourse with a woman. But they'll do everything else in there. Smoke
That's
weed, do
right.
this, do that. What
That's right.
happens then? What happens then? You come home talking about, oh, that jail thing wasn't nothing. So you get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You got to put yourself through a self-discipline. You got to teach yourself. You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Yo, this ain't right. You get what I'm saying? Play your bunk. A lot of people make it seem like it's funny to play your bunk. Sometimes that's the best thing you could do. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, someone's always going to try you. You stand your ground, but at the same time, you get back to your stance, and you know what I'm saying? And people going, no, nah, he's not there to fuck around. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Apologize, he's not there to play around. You get what I'm saying? Just leave him alone. He's just trying to do his time. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we have to take that self-discipline step too. You get what I'm saying? We got to understand, like, another thing that we do is we get locked up and we want our family to be in it. We want to be calling home. What is that
Right.
doing? We're just gonna stress our mind trying to find out what's going on in the streets. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. You
Our
that
mind
phone
is
on.
supposed to be in the jail, not in the streets, man.
Right.
We gotta get through this sentence. You get what I'm saying? And another thing, we bringing our family in there. We bringing our family in there. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? A bigger man would be like, yo, listen, ma, don't even come. Don't even come, mom. You know why? Because this place is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Yes.
even waste your
That's
money.
right.
Don't waste your money trying to get all these packages and stuff, all that. You know what I'm saying? Don't even do that. Just stay home. Know I'm safe, and I'm gonna get back to you the same way I left. You get what I'm saying? And that's how you gotta carry yourself. You carry yourself like that, you gonna take your time serious. You wouldn't even you wouldn't even steal a candy bar. You wouldn't even steal, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't put yourself in a situation. You get what I'm saying? You would put, you get what I'm saying? You would respect the fact that, you know what I'm saying? The jail is right there, and I don't want to go back in that place. You know what I'm saying? Because if
Exactly.
you're fooling around, guess what? You're gonna be like, that shit ain't nothing. That shit ain't nothing. That's the worst thing a man could do. Talk about, oh, that jail stuff is nothing. You get what I
Exactly.
mean?
Oh my
Exactly.
goodness.
And then, there's a lot of things that we can do. You know what I'm saying? Because us,
Mhm.
we gotta feed the knowledge to ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Just
Right.
like you said, how the pandemic came. The
Mm-hmm.
schools never taught us about it. What I did, I went with my kids and we started learning about pathogens. We started learning about
Exactly.
cross contamination. We started learning
Right.
about all of this stuff. We started learning about precautions that they should take and
Exactly.
things that they should. And you put a fear in back of their mind, so now they know. Like, at least if you could I could turn my back, and my kid would somewhat have some type of precaution. You get what I'm saying? Because of the time that I gave and sat with them when we learned about these, and then you blow up the pathogens of the picture. Kids are gonna be scared of these diseases because they look nasty. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's all how we do things, man. We the ones controlling the cards that are getting dealt. So you know what I'm saying?
That's right. You very knowledgeable brother, earn peso for real.
Thank you,
Because if you said what you
Yes,
said,
you are.
thank you
Oh,
very much.
big shout out to Myers Thomas, definitely free Scooter, Tuck. You know what I mean? The whole crew over there, man. You know, big shout out to everybody, man.
Definitely, big shout out to everybody.
Trying to get all the brothers home, man. Big shout out. But the numbers keep climbing. It's getting late. We've been up here going on 2 hours. Oh, they go little
Oh,
honky
look at
line.
that boy.
Uh,
That boy.
That's what we doing it for. We doing it
uh,
for
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
yeah.
doing
Mm-hmm. He got the fast hands.
Hey, you know, yo. But anyway, I appreciate everybody for coming, man. Big shout out and my condolences again to Larry Moe and Moochy.
Yeah, my condolences,
You
Larry
know what I mean?
Moore.
And shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. And like I said, big shout out, man. I miss Tut Scooter. Scooter getting ready to call me. A matter of fact, I'm gonna do something with Scooter. Somebody said he was trying to reach out to me. So I'm gonna have a surprise for you, Myers Thomas. Being that you mentioned the big homie. You know what I mean? And Lil don't forget Lil Understanding too, run with that. All right. We got the whole crew out there, man. But anyway, I appreciate everybody for coming. Ernesto, thank you for coming. Thank you for
Yeah, brother.
supporting. I mean, a lot of people like what you said, and I love what you said.
Man,
And,
definitely,
thank you,
man.
Lisa. And again, of course, thank you, Hop.
Yo, listen, unique. I'm proud of you, man. I'm
Thank
proud of you. 6 months, man. You're
you.
climbing a mountain.
Man, I ain't
You
get
know,
high enough.
you did this back in the day.
You already
Right
come on.
before Master P and everybody did it. You did that back in the day.
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
and it wasn't no blueprint.
It wasn't no blueprint.
But they
You know what
gave
I'm
me
saying?
another shot. I'm gonna make history again. Just keep watching. Y'all watch it.
Yeah, of
All
course,
right.
man. You
Man,
climbing that
y'all
mountain.
watch history.
You climbing that mountain a little too fast, though, man.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Hey,
that's
ain't no reason to wait. Ain't no reason to take your time.
Nah,
Ain't
you know what?
no
you know.
Run, run,
Yeah.
run.
He's,
Run up
he's
that
he's making up for all the steps he missed. You know what I'm saying?
You know what
Throughout
I mean?
that time, man. That's all it is,
I
man. You
got to catch
taking your
up on
throne back.
26 years. Y'all had a 26-year head start, so there's no way in hell I'm coming to do 26 years.
Nah, man. You taking your throne back, man. You taking your
You know
throne
what I
back.
mean?
That's what you doing, man.
I want to thank y'all, man. We got Grown Folks Talk Friday and Gospel Talk with me and Big Hassan Sunday at 11 o'clock.
I'm coming back Sunday. I'm gonna
Amen.
be there Friday.
I'm gonna have
Cause
to come Sunday, man.
you don't open me up now. You allow me to talk. Now you're in trouble.
Uh, so you want another shot at Friday? Don't come up here in your body now.
What?
I said you get another shot at Friday, but don't come up here in your body. All right.
Yo, Lisa got a great spirit, man. Lisa got a great spirit, man.
Amen. God
She's
bless.
still Brooklyn. She's still Brooklyn. I don't care
All right.
how many years she spent in
Nah,
Baltimore.
they don't dip in Maryland. She's a Maryland girl now.
No, I
That's
never
what she think.
girl.
That's what she
Nah,
think.
nah.
She's a Maryland girl now.
Nah.
Girls are good. I had a beautiful Maryland girl. I got a matter of fact, I got a good friend now. If anybody know Fran and Tina Bowway in Maryland. I got two good sisters down there that help me out.
That might be real. I ain't claiming Maryland. This just
Now somebody go ahead and share because
to the
I'm trying
top.
to universe look out for me. Fran and Tina Bowway. Bourware, W-A-R-E. Those are my little sisters, man. You know what I mean? They always help me out. They even came to visit me while I was doing my 26 years a couple of times. You know what I mean? That's how family do. Good sisters, man. But like I said, y'all get ready to tune out. I appreciate y'all for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yo, Pops, man, you stay dropping gems on them too, man. Can't forget you, man.
But to God be the glory, baby.
Yeah, when you talk, I always listen, man. Cause you,
Thank
you
you.
know what I mean?
Thank
Good dude, man. Both of you guys, man. You guys are great, bro. Thank you very much for letting me, come in tonight and join you guys for sure.
Well, we're working on something as far as to stop the violence that we're gonna sit down with Big Hassan self, Sin and the whole crew, and we're gonna put something together, man. 2021 coming, we're gonna do some. At least I like your fire. You know what I mean? I mean, if it was on grown folks talk, I'm sure you might feel like somebody want to choke you out, but
I can handle it. Trust me.
What?
I can handle it.
We're gonna keep it that way then. We got the stuff that we putting together, man. We want to thank everybody, man.
Right.
Okay, he loved Tuck. Tuck. Hold up. He said something about Tuck. Let me see something. Hold up. I might be able to grab something.
Hey, Screw.
Hey, I just want to show you how I'm connected. Out of nowhere, I don't even know Thomas. He just shot something. I saw he shout out the big homie Scooter. You know what I mean? So that man said, my man Tut. So I'm gonna surprise him with a picture of Tut, man.
All right. Yeah.
That's me with the dreads in the middle, not the long dreads, the short dreads. That's Tut over here. That's Big Tut, man. Yo, Miles, that's the big homie. Just to let you know, son. This was in Lee County with us back in like 2005.
How old was you right there? How old was you?
About maybe 30-something years, on my early 30s.
Okay.
I'm about your age then.
All right.
Yeah.
Yo, Unique used to look like the Jamaica Rambo back in the day, man.
And they got my man Mikey Walton. That's Mikey on the side. Cold headache. I talk every once in a while now. Cold headache, son. Love him to death. But just want y'all to see, man. That's family, man. I got a whole bunch of pictures over the 20-something years with all good men. One day I'm gonna pull up, tell y'all some stories like about how me and Tuck. You say, man, we ain't gonna go there yet. Let me chill out.
Yo, you gotta say it.
Get me open, man. Start talking about.
All right, guys.
All right. Okay, yeah. Everybody, I love you, man. Yo, Myers. Thank you for that flashback, man. You gave me good warm memories of the homies, man. All right. I love you, man. Good night.
All right, y'all.
All right.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right. Peace.